all the self-help videos are like, you need to love yourself to feel like you're worthy, love yourself for this, love yourself for that. It's so crucial. I know this because I do this in my own videos, by the way. And it's so true. It's so true. But how do you love yourself, you might ask? Well, I have the answer for you. I have two methods. One of them is like a soft approach, and another one is gonna put you through the ring of fire until you come out the other end. Because you know when the universe beats you with a stick until like you learn to be a different version of yourself? Yeah, well, you can do that to yourself. Isn't that fun? So I'm gonna teach you both versions. I'm gonna start off with the soft one and then move on to the hard version. So make sure to watch to the end to find out both and see which one fits you more. Period. Dixon, oh my God, what makes you an expert in this? Like, why would you know it rather than anyone else? Because guys, don't know if I've told you, I've been a stripper for the last 6 years, and if you don't love yourself in that job, people will use and abuse you for everything you've got. Because men come into the strip club trying to get as much as they can out of you for free. So unless you love yourself and know your worth and know your value and know what you fucking deserve, it's not gonna be pretty. It's not gonna be that pretty. Okay, so first approach, the soft approach. Do things for your future self. Always do things for your future self, because your future self is gonna come at some point, regardless of what you're doing. So make sure you surprise her with little things. And it can start off small. Literally put a glass of water next to your bed. Because when you wake up, that future self, you're gonna be like, oh my God, I'm thirsty. Oh my God, thank you, past version of me. And build that up. Do little things like that constantly, repeatedly. Put money aside for your future self. Plan trips for your future self. Write things for your future self. Journal for your future self. Being like, dear future me, I hope that you're still enjoying this. This is what I'm up to right now. This is what I want to keep in the future. How are you doing? Like, I'm so excited to meet the next version of you. When the future version comes along, you're going to look back and be like, oh my God, how can I not love the person who's taking care of me? Point blank. Walk around life always asking, is this the dream? Is this the dream? If you answer no to any of it, rebuild, go again, start from scratch. Because when you live in alignment with what your heart desires and what you want, that's when you start loving yourself, because you start thinking, fuck, I've built this life for myself. It's perfectly crafted to what I want, how I desire to do things. It's all for me, for my enjoyment, because you only get to live one life. So cringe, so typical, everyone says this. You only get to live this life for you, so act fucking accordingly. Once you start walking in alignment with what you want your life to be, the way you start loving yourself is unmatched, because you will realize that you've built this life for yourself. It's only you, it's off your own back that you got here, because you said no to absolutely everything else that came in the way of that. And I'm lost for words. Sorry, guys. I'm getting too emotional. Tell yourself nice things. Tell yourselves super nice things, because at the end of the day, if you don't, who will? If you rely on someone else's validation, you're putting the energy and the ball in their court. Because at the end of the day, again, that gets rid of your power. Why would you love yourself when you don't validate your own love for yourself for it? Hope that makes sense. English is my third language. Let's move past it. Always tell yourself nice things. When you notice yourself do something that you do every single day, look in the mirror, say, oh my God, you're so great, you're amazing. I always journal, I love journaling. And today, instead of just journaling, because that's what I do, that's my routine, I said, oh my God, I'm the cutest person ever. Look at me in a cafe with my iced oat latte, writing notes to my future self. I'm the cutest person alive. And keep saying those things to you. I wave at birds as I walk past them because I love birds, and pigeons are really underappreciated, but that's a topic for another conversation. I'm passionate about pigeons. Really. I walk past pigeons, waving at them, and birds. I say to myself, oh my God, you're adorable. I love you. Like, I love you. You're the cutest person ever. Imagine walking by your side. You just exude joy. Do that to yourself. No matter what you do in your day-to-day life, say, I love you for it. Also, help strangers. help strangers, just random strangers. Like when you feel, because everyone has that like random urge and random thought inside of their head, like, oh my god, should I help them pick up the thing that's fallen? Should I like help them this? Oh my god, there is a homeless man, like, should I give him money? But then you start reasoning and logicking through that, and you logic yourself out of that decision. Don't. Next time, don't. Because I promise you, that's gonna come back trifold, if not more. The other day, I was walking past an old homeless man, and he was just like digging through the bins, and I felt so sorry for him, and I heard that voice inside of me, give him money. Give him money. I always carry cash on me because I earn in cash. I pulled out some cash. I just walked over to him. I gave it to him. No, that's the only interaction we had. Just, hope you have a nice day. This is for you. Thank you. Enjoy yourself. Yada, yada, yada. Walked off. First of all, I felt amazing. And like, I loved myself for being a kind person, because you see kind people, you see nice people. You can't help but like love them for it, and you always admire them. So why not be that yourself and then admire yourself for it? Period. And literally, not even a week later, 3 days later, my regular buys like 3 videos off of me. And that money came back to me trifold, like out of nowhere. I didn't expect him to buy such a bulk. And I was so grateful for it. And then I was journaling about it, and I was writing it down. And I have a special, like, I have 3 journals. I journal in 3 different books, by the way. But anyway, and in this journal, they give you prompts, and then at the bottom, there are like little notes, right? Let me read you what it was saying today. For that day when I was reflecting, like, I felt really good about giving this homeless man money. And then I realized that the money came back trifold to me, like, yada, yada, yada. I'm so grateful for that. Let me tell you what that little note on the bottom of that page said. Let me get it up. Let me get it up. It said, success isn't about how much money you make. It's about the difference you make in people's lives. That's the universe literally speaking back to me, like, yeah, that was amazing. Do that again. And I can't help but love myself for it. There we go. So anyway, you can also, talking of, you can combine the two ways together, but let's get on to the second approach, which is 2 words, exposure therapy. Exposure therapy. That's gonna put you through the fucking ring, and you have to go through with it, and you have to remember the only way out is through. The only way out is through, because it's gonna be fucking terrible, but I promise you it will beat self-love into you like a stick would. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, what is exposure therapy? It's when you expose yourself to the things that you find uncomfortable or scary, and you go through them enough times to the point that they're not scary or uncomfortable anymore, and you desensitize yourself to it. Have you seen on TikTok when people desensitize their horses to things like umbrellas and like other random items, and they're like freaked out at first, but then the more they get exposed to it, the more normal it gets to them, and then they're not even like bothered anymore? Do that to yourself. Do that to yourself. For me, exposure therapy, I'm not saying you should do it, I'm just using it as an example, 2 examples actually. See what resonates and apply it to your own life, because everyone's going to have their own version of exposure therapy, because everyone has their own like things that they struggle with, you know, it's not like a one fits all. For me, exposure therapy was definitely my job. Becoming a stripper and like being so vulnerable as to like be naked in front of strangers, where you might feel insecure about like, oh my god, like I feel bloated today, like, oh my god, my tits big enough, is my ass fat enough, can I shake it well enough? Doing it in front of strangers time and time and time and time and time and time and time again made me realize like, fuck, it's not so scary. Maybe I am that bitch. Maybe being naked is actually hot as fuck. Maybe people love seeing me naked because I'm sexy. Maybe people pay me money because I'm so sexy, actually. Exposure therapize yourself. I promise you. It'll feel so scary and uncomfortable at first, but it's supposed to. Because the only way to grow is by going, the best way to grow, the best way to transform yourself is not through love. You can do that, but it's through pressure. So apply that pressure to yourself. Period. The way that I've exposure therapized myself is by solo traveling and backpacking. I'm I would stay in hostels and I would be so self-conscious about talking to people, saying something like, do they like me? Do they not? Do they want to like spend time with me? I used to be so self-conscious about all of that I would like withdraw myself. But because I'm solo traveling, I have no one else to speak to. So I could go insane. I love my own time, but I could go insane. So I need to force myself to speak to other people. There is no other way. I need to socialize. And then suddenly you go through that again, and you realize people do like me. Oh my God, like I'm actually really good at conversation. Maybe I am great. Maybe I'm better than I give myself credit for. Exposure therapize yourself. Point parent blank. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this was useful to you. I hope you found some insights. And let me know how you're going to exposure therapize yourself. Because that's your homework, to do some exposure therapy. Okay. I love you millions. Like and subscribe. Tell me what else you want to hear me talk about. And subscribe to my mailing list, maybe, perhaps, question mark. I've created a mailing list because I'm going to be launching a course on how to be a stripper and how to be good at it. So if you're thinking about getting into the industry or you are in the industry, hi babe, love you. I'm going to give you tips on how to master the craft and walk out with bags of money. And also, if you're not a stripper and this is not for you, I'm going to include all the ways that being a stripper has like propelled my life forward, and I've applied what I do in the club to my day-to-day life, and bitch, it gets me places. It fucking gets me places. So if you want to know that too, subscribe to my mailing list. Okay, I love you so much, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye.